Hello and welcome to Orion Today. I'm Joe Johnson and I am joined by Tracy Woodrum.
Hello.
Thanks for coming back.
Thanks for having me back.
What's been keeping you busy? What have you been up to?
Oh, well, real estate and substitute teaching and Pokemon hunting with my son, actually.
Pokemon hunting.
So, yeah. So
That's still a thing where you go around on your phone? And
it is. It's not as big as when the game first came out, but there is a core group. I've actually met some of the local business owners downtown that play and other residents. So it's actually quite a social game. So It's been fun.
Yeah, I remember when it was really big. That's
Yeah.
awesome, yeah.
So
this past weekend, I don't know if you celebrate this, but this past weekend, May the 4th be with you, was Star Wars Day.
Yeah.
And it just happened to fall on Free Comic Book Day.
Oh.
So there were two events that sort of tied into each other that both fell on Saturday. And so
That's fun.
Primetime Comics and Cards in downtown Lake Orion, they get in on the fun. And they had young and old alike coming into the shop just to get free comics. You go in there, they limited you to 6. And you see people just picking out their 6 favorite comics and walk out of there, no questions asked. So that's a really popular event.
We have stopped in. My son and I have been in for that event before. We didn't make it this year, but I love Primetime. It's a great shop.
And then over at the library, they had their fandom fest and all kinds of fun crafts and events. I like the pool noodle lightsabers that they make. They put tape on them and kids smack each other around with them. It's pretty neat. But yeah, they had like the toddlers jumping up and down and just all sorts of fun stuff. Puzzles, games, snacks, Wookiee cookies, and they also gave out comics. They said that Second and Charles, which is located over by Great Lakes Crossing, donated some comics for them to give away. So that was a really cool event that brings out families and they have a lot of fun. So
let's back up to what's a Wookiee cookie?
I think it was just an Oreo that they had put a little sign in front that said Wookiee cookie. They gave everything a different name.
Yeah, well, you have to have the theme. It's all about the theme. Everything has to go with the theme.
Bugles were Raven Claws, and
Well, those you actually can put on. And,
yeah. So that's a fun day, and on social media, everyone's sharing their Star Wars memories and everything like that. So that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah. I was actually pretty busy Saturday because there were multiple events going on all at the same time. Earlier that morning, there was an event over at Canterbury Village. It's called the Walk for Warmth, and it's Genesis Credit Union. They put on this event every year, and they raise money for Oakland Livingston Human Services Agency. And the main focus is to provide assistance to low-income families in need that might need assistance with heat. They said even like winter clothing, coats, that sort of stuff.
Nice.
And so they do this every year at Canterbury Village, and Canterbury Village doesn't charge them rent or a fee or anything, so they have access to the whole grounds. And it was kind of neat because as the families were walking around the campus there, Canterbury Village is in the process of setting up for their dinosaur show, so there's dinosaurs everywhere. And they were getting ready for Star Wars Day as well, so I saw some costume Star Wars characters walking around. But they said that every year at this event they raise about $30,000 for the cause. And it's just such a beautiful setting, and they said there's probably upwards of 500 or more people that took part in that event that day. And there was bands playing and all sorts of stuff going on. It was a lot of fun.
It was a nice day. I like it when events like this have the weather to cooperate.
Exactly. So that was early Saturday morning, and so I was out running around, and as I was driving around, I saw over by the Orion Veterans Memorial that the VFW is selling their poppies. We're going to have a piece that we roll in a little bit later, but this is the time of the year where the VFW sells poppies to raise money for the charitable efforts in the community. And 2 weekends ago, they had people stationed at Kroger stores
Okay.
in the area. This past weekend, they were in different locations. I saw them at the Veterans Memorial, and I think they were in downtown Lake Orion too, if I remember correctly. And I think they're going to be doing it one more weekend. So, so I stopped over at the Veterans Memorial and hung out with Bob Watros over there, who's sort of the caretaker of the memorial, and shot video of him just handing out poppies to people who were driving by. So yeah, I was out and about Saturday.
You were out. Mine wasn't as fun. I was working, but but it was productive. So.
Yeah. Now, something, a major event that we just had recently here at ONTV that we do every year is our Volunteer Appreciation Banquet. You were there, of course.
Yes.
And that is at Palazzo de Bocce, and we have Italian food and play bocce ball. And
It's so
of course,
much
we
fun.
hand out awards to our volunteers. We do Producer of the Year, Volunteer of the Year, Podcast of the Year, and Spirit of Public Access.
Yeah.
So we handed out awards in those 4 categories. Here's the news story I put together to show you what happened at our Volunteer Appreciation Banquet. On the evening of Friday, April 26, ONTV hosted its annual Volunteer Appreciation Banquet at Palazzo de Bocce in Orion Township. Dozens of volunteers were treated to a nice Italian dinner and an evening of bocce ball. Many people may not know that ONTV is a nonprofit organization funded by cable TV revenue collected by Orion Township in the village of Lake Orion, and is dependent on its volunteer producers and crew members.
Without our volunteers, ONTV would just kind of be dead. It would be boring. It wouldn't be the vibrant center it is at the center of our community. So we love our volunteers. We have volunteers from ages 12 on up to over 80. Our older volunteers don't want to share their ages with us, but they're over 80, and we all come together for the love of making shows, having fun, learning something new, and just kind of engaging with the community in a different way.
Several volunteers and producers were recognized for their accomplishments in 2023 during an award ceremony. Receiving the Podcast of the Year award was Sammy Taramina, who has produced approximately 300 episodes of his podcast called OAA Now over a 10-year period.
You know, winning this award for me was really gratifying. I mean, because this is my show. You know, this is what we talk about throughout, from Oxford to Harper Woods. I mean, it's this podcast devoted to the to high school sports in the OA.
Receiving the Spirit of Public Access Award was Andrew Walker, who has been producing his variety show, Motor City Mirth, since June of 2023.
Absolutely was not expecting this at all. A couple years ago, I won Podcast of the Year award, which was very exciting. I had no idea that I would ever win anything again on TV, but it was a welcome surprise. I feel honored, and I'm grateful for everyone who voted for me. Thank you for all the cast and crew who have come on my show the last year and a half, who helped put it together. Couldn't have done it without those people.
Named Volunteer of the Year was Jim Roback, who also won the award back in 2017. Jim volunteers his time to operate a studio camera for many productions and has even been a guest on several ONTV programs.
Oh, I really enjoy, the people down there are just so fantastic. They're so accommodating. It's a great family there. I mean, everybody works together, and it's enjoyable with those kind of people. It makes you feel like you're contributing to the community and to the on TV, and this is what we're all about. It's the community, and the more we can do for the community, I think that's important. And if we don't do it, then who's going to do it? So, I got the time. I'm retired. I've been retired for 15 years, so why not?
And named Producers of the Year were Jason Klaus and Quadell Edwards, who produced and hosted the Klaus and Q Show from February 2022 to February 2024.
Those who are more in tune with who and what they are will flourish further than anybody else whose identity or their very point of view is based on something fake and manufactured.
Yep. All right, good night, folks. No, but you said a lot there. I guarantee you, if I put on a mask right now during the show, take my buddy Jason Klaus and suplex him through this table, I guarantee you some of those controversial watchers or seekers are going to click onto this video and say, what's Q doing?
He's turned heel.
Oh,
he's turned heel.
Unfortunately, they weren't able to attend the event. If you're interested in volunteering your time or producing your very own show, be sure to give ONTV a call at 248-393-1060 or visit orionontv.org. In Orion Township, this is Joe Johnson reporting for ONTV News. So that was a lot of fun, and we have since presented the plaque to Jason and Quadell, and we have that video clip coming up in a little bit later in the program. So ONTV, we have a great relationship with the library. We cover a lot of events. There's always something going on at the library. And joining us now is Ashley Lehman from the library. You're head of youth services?
Yes, that's my title.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Have you been here before?
I haven't been on this show.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Awesome.
Yes.
So we don't have to get into a lot of detail, but you may have heard that the library is closed this week indefinitely. We're not sure when it's going to reopen. There was a minor incident that happened on Saturday. So I was sitting in, I think it was Taco Bell a day or so ago, and I heard a woman behind me going, "Oh, I went to the library and it was closed. I don't know what's going on over there." So do you want to just kind of give, reassure people, the community, that everything is fine over at the library?
Yeah, definitely. There was a small electrical fire, so nobody was hurt. Everybody got out safely. The staff was amazing. The people who were there were amazing. The fire department was amazing. It got put out super quickly by some of our staff, and we just have to assess the smoke damage now. So yeah, unfortunately we'll be closed for a while just to get that clean and make sure the library's safe for everybody to return to.
Yeah. So that's good to know. Hopefully it won't affect any upcoming events. What's the next major event that you want to talk about?
Yeah, definitely. We've been planning this for months now, but our summer reading kickoff is June 8th. It's the day after school gets out. We like to remind the kids, like, when we go to the schools, they're like, "What day is it?" It's the day after school gets out. It's all you have
Easy
to remember.
Every kid knows the last day of
remember.
school.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So we usually throw a big party in the backyard just to celebrate the start of summer. As librarians, summer is our busy season. So we have our summer reading challenge. We kick it off. We just want people to come, celebrate, have a good time.
Yeah.
So we're going to have so many fun activities that day. We have a crew of entertainment called Motley Misfits coming, and they are going to be, there's going to be a juggler, a stilt walker, what else? Fire dancer, face painters, balloon twisters, all those fun little, like, almost carnival-y things you can think of. And we will have a couple food trucks this year, so people can purchase a meal if they would like to. And then we have free ice cream, obviously, from our friends of the library, and free popcorn from donated from the Oxford Theater. So there's going to be tons of fun. We also invite a bunch of local organizations like Parks and Rec and
Historical Society?
yes, OHS is going to be there. Orion Art Center is going to lead a craft, a take-home craft for kids to do. So really, it's just a fun little variety activity for all ages. There's going to be lots of fun for like everyone. So we're excited. We are funded for that one mostly through a grant through Michigan Humanities Council. So we got a big grant through them for their touring artist grant, and then we also are funded through our Friends of the Library for those programming.
Okay. We have some video on the screen now where it's really great that you're able to utilize that space behind the library. I don't know if a lot of people are even aware that, you know, you have all this property back there, and it's neat to see you use it. I mean, just recently I was back there for the eclipse. We had a little eclipse viewing party back there. So it's a really great use of that space, and it's always well attended, the kickoff. So talk about the summer reading program. So first of all, do people have to register in advance?
They don't have to register for the kickoff in advance. We want people just to come. We do kind of promote registering on we have an online reading tracker called Beanstack, where you can track your books. and you're reading, and there's different programs for age ranges. So once they register for that, we do encourage people to register that weekend. We have some Tigers tickets to give away if you do register that weekend.
Okay.
So we have a couple of family packs of Tigers tickets for a game in August that they can attend if you get registered on Beanstack that weekend.
So this challenge is for people of all ages, right?
Yeah.
Not necessarily just kids.
Yeah, so we have pre-readers, which is our youngest group of kids. They have a bingo challenge all the way up to adults who have kind of weekly activities. So bingo for youth and teen, and then weekly challenges for adults.
That's awesome. So how does this work? So someone reads a book, then they go online and they enter information online about the book?
That's basically all it is. The bingo challenge, so they'll read a book, maybe the challenge will be like read a book, a historical fiction book. So they can mark off that square on their bingo challenge, or if it's that challenge for adults, they may be able to mark that off. Or some of the challenges are also like library related activities. So you can check out an ebook or try some of our e-resources. Like we have a really cool one for kids called Hive Class, where they can learn different sports. So that's one of the challenges.
So what is that? How do you learn what do they check out to learn a sport?
Yeah, so it's that's an online resource. So they're like little short videos, little snippets of like different levels of learning a sport, like beginner or like a little intermediate as well. So that one's just aimed mostly at kids, but they have everything from yoga to soccer to pickleball. They have pickleball, that one.
Well, good. Started young. Yes.
Yes.
That's awesome. I did have a question. So if you have different challenges, especially like I'm curious about the adults, or I have a couple of college students as well, but one is a avid reader. Do you usually give recommendations? So like a historical fiction, do you have like the librarians, does everybody kind of say, here's my favorite, or here's some?
Yeah, definitely. We have, sometimes we have library recommended displays about like, this is our favorite book because of this. But we do encourage, if you're looking for a specific topic, we are like professional librarians, so we know how to help you find that right book. So if you're looking for historical fiction, if you're looking for fantasy, we have the knowledge and resources to help you find those books.
I will say that like the best books that I have ever read were being part of like book clubs at the library, because just the stories, the content, and then you can do a discussion as well. So
yes, we have we have a bunch of book clubs. We have them for younger kids and adults too. We meet at the library. One of our book clubs meets out at local bars. We have a cookbook club where it's called Cook the Book. So lots of different book clubs.
I might have to look into that this summer. That sounds interesting. What about like, I know a lot of neighborhoods, and mine is one of them, different people are getting together to do book clubs. Do you give recommendations to those groups as well?
Yes, and we definitely have book club kits too that you can check out. So you can stop by the library, and some of those popular titles that we know are going to be popular in book clubs, you can check out a kit that has, I think, around 10 books inside of it, and it has like a discussion guide too as well.
Okay.
So you can use the library for your book club too as well. Yeah.
So I'd imagine you're already planning for the big finale. Talk about the finale.
Yeah, definitely.
You're moving us through summer already, Joe.
It'll be here before you know it.
Slow down. But
we have, we do end in the beginning of August, so there's a little bit of a breather between summer reading and school.
Yeah.
But yeah, our finale is August 3rd for the teens. Actually, it's a different day, and they're throwing a party at Water Warrior Island.
Okay.
That's at Bald Mountain.
Yeah.
And then for youth, we're bringing in a company. They're in Utica called Reptarium. So we're going to do a reptile show. They're going to do a little show and tell type of thing, talk about them, a presentation, and then there'll be a meet and greet right afterward with they can meet and greet with the reptiles.
That's neat.
Yeah.
Are you going to have prizes and stuff?
We are, yeah. So our for youth specifically, our prizes, we go to local toy stores to get the prizes, and we have they're called showcase prizes. And kids read books and complete their bingos for a raffle ticket for a chance to win one of those prizes. We usually have around 20 of them. We'll go to Green Hippo, Funky Monkey. They graciously offer us a discount because we're the local library. And we do give those prizes away. We raffle them off. at the finale party.
That's awesome. Now, we've talked about this in the past. The reason you do this is that traditionally there's always been an issue when students return to school. There's this curve when trying to get back into that mindset of learning. So by encouraging kids to read throughout the summer, that kind of helps ease that, right?
Definitely.
Talk about that.
Yeah, so we're in the market for pleasure reading, so reading for fun. And a good way to combat summer slide is to read books that you enjoy reading over the summer. Because if kids aren't doing anything, it's 2-3 months where they're turning their brains off sometimes. So the easiest way to combat that is to just pick up a book and continue to read. So we try to make sure there's no summer slide, and summer reading programs are a great way to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Oh,
What are your reading habits? Do you read multiple books? What's on your nightstand right now?
I'm not a huge reader, but I do like reading. So I probably read a couple books a month. I do have a book club.
That's more than most, I would say. When you said not a huge reader, I was, but that, yeah.
I know, a couple a month.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gosh, I should have looked and saw the last book, Outlawed. I don't know the author. It's about a band of women outlaws.
Okay.
In it's kind of like a pseudo. I don't know. It's historical fiction, but it's not really like real historical fiction. It was a good one.
Yeah. So are you like a paper book, an electronic book? Are you an audio book?
Whatever's
or
available.
All of the above. Yeah. I will say I love that, which, I don't know, do we want to say it on TV? Because then more books will be checked out that way. But no, I do love using the online options, Libby and I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now.
Hoopla.
Yes.
Hoopla.
Maybe it was a intentional slip. No, but yeah, I love it because, if I don't have the ability to get in to go grab a book, I can read it online or listen to it while I'm cooking or doing other things. So
I'm an audiobook in the car person.
Yeah.
Physical book if I'm like on the beach. Yeah. But if I'm like just at home, ebook, Kindle. So I'm a little bit of everything. Yeah.
And it's nice that all those options are available.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people know, but you just need your library card and get the app, and you can check anything out.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah.
Hoopla's collection is huge. Like if you don't see it like on our catalog, check Hoopla, because there is a lot of books on Hoopla. So we love it.
I have quite a few checked out right now.
The book I have on my nightstand right now, I'm big into like Hollywood and films and all that stuff. We talked about that on Saturday. And a book that's on my nightstand right now is I guess they call it sort of an oral history, even though I'm reading it. It's about the early days of Hollywood, the golden age, when people were coming from all over and, what do you need me to do? And they would start off like constructing sets, and then they're like, we need an extra. So, okay, now I'm an extra. And hey, you're good on camera. You're a star.
Wow.
And it's little quotes and excerpts from people who lived that and shared their story about Hollywood in its early years, and it's really fascinating. A lot of times you read in the early days of Hollywood that it was just excess and, just terrible. But the stories that I'm reading makes it sound like it's really quaint. Like everybody knew each other, and they would all hang out and work on the set for 12 hours and then have a party afterwards.
Yeah.
So that's
kind of sounds like high school theater.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I remember, that's just so much fun being a part of that, and crew and cast and everybody kind of coming together. So.
What are you reading right now?
I am reading, it's called On the Other Side of Yes, and it's by Brian Mowry. He's actually the new lead pastor of Kensington Church, and actually he wrote this book several years ago, and it's actually really good. It's about, like kind of stepping out and actually saying yes to things instead of, the opposite. So.
There you go. That's good.
So, yeah.
The library recently went through some personnel changes. James Pugh, who I loved, he's gone. He's a director somewhere now. But you've replaced him with a new, outreach coordinator?
Yeah, well, we have a new marketing librarian.
Marketing,
Yes,
okay.
yes. And she just started this week. So you guys will meet her soon on this show.
Awesome.
Yes.
Now, the library, I don't know if you're aware of this, but the library's been doing a podcast here for better part of a year or more. And James was a big part of that. So hopefully our new marketing person will step in and do that.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, if the new marketing person needs like, co-host or someone to just get her started, I mean, I'm happy to help. So
Nice.
I've been doing a
Yes,
podcast.
I think Dan is still into the podcast. So we still have Dan as the one co-host. So maybe he'll just like kind of bring random people in.
It's a lot of it's a lot of fun. Once you do it a couple of times, you're like, ooh, I want to keep doing this.
Yeah, and those guys were hilarious on their podcast. When they would finish it, I would process it and put it on SoundCloud, and so I would listen to a little bit of it so I can write up a little synopsis. And those guys had me laughing all the time. So
That's
it's
awesome.
cool to have a podcast about reading and other materials at the library, but it's fun and entertaining, and so let's hope we keep that going.
Yes.
So yeah, anything else you want to promote? Anything else you want to get out there?
No, like summer, we just have so many programs and we're excited to get started. We've done a lot of really good planning. We have this awesome program that we have going on. Oh, I'll talk about this. Neighborhood of Stories. It's our partnership with Clarkston Libraries.
Okay.
So we visit, this year we're going to 8 different parks around Orion Township and Independence Township and Clarkston. So we visit these libraries on Friday mornings, parks on Friday mornings, and do these kind of really fantastical story times where we're like acting out these books like Elephant and Piggy. So it's more of a performance than a regular story time. So it is good for all ages, like all age kids.
Well, I mean, I don't know, all ages. I mean, who doesn't love a good Elephant and Piggy reenactment? I mean.
Yeah, so that we're continuing that this year. We haven't. It's a 5-year strong, and we're excited that they're excited to do it with us as well. So that's one of our favorites in the summer.
That is going to be fun. When is that starting?
That starts mid-June.
Mid-June,
I think our park is first. I don't know which park, but we'll be at Children's Park. We'll be at Camp Agawam. We'll be at a bunch of different parks. So.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Great.
I love the library's website. Give my kudos to whoever manages the website, because it's always up to date, great calendar of events, keeps the community informed on what's going on there. So whenever I need to look up information, I go to the library website, and it's always up to date and informational. So that's orionlibrary.org.
Yes, super simple.
You can have all your questions answered on the website. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Our calendar events is up there. We should have all of our summer programs on there real soon. So I'd say in the next couple weeks you'll see everything just pop up there, and it'll be fun.
I'm feeling motivated to hit some goals this summer with reading. I don't know, aren't you?
Like 10 books,
Yeah.
9 books,
I think
8 books.
I think I can do it. I'm always cautious of what I say on camera because then there's a record of it. So, but I think I can do 8.
Well, you can use Beanstack like Goodreads and kind of keep track of your books that way. So it's a library version of Goodreads. I like it.
All right. I
just
like
wanna-
the name too, Beanstalk.
I just want to know if I'm eligible to win some toys at the finale. That would be my motivation to read this.
Adults are winning gift cards, and like an e-reader is the grand prize.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yes,
Okay.
so we have a lot of fun different prizes for all ages.
So I need to get reading.
So what's the date again on that June 8th?
Kickoff
That's
June
your
8th.
June
kickoff.
8th.
All
Yes,
right,
and you can
11
sign up
a.m.
any day after that. You don't have to sign up on June 8th, but any day after that throughout the summer through the beginning of August.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right, I'll be there with my video camera. You'll see me there.
Yeah, I'll be there too.
We'll see you there. And thanks for coming down.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
you.
Yeah. And we're going to go over to the North Oakland Concert Band. They recently had a performance at the high school on May 5th. That's still a work in progress and getting edited, but we'll have that real soon. In the meantime, here's a clip from their previous performance called Afterlife. So yeah, look forward to the NOCB's newest program. Should be airing on our channel very, very soon. You can visit oriontv.org to check out our schedule and program lineup.
Yeah.
So next up, I mentioned earlier that we had our volunteer appreciation banquet, and we handed out several awards. And our producers of the year, Jason Klaus and Quadell Edwards, who produced at the time last year the Klaus and Q show, they weren't able to attend the event, which was disappointing because it was like the big award at the end of the night, and they weren't there to accept it. But this past Friday, they did a live version of their new show they have called Fatal 4-Way, where they talk about wrestling. And so we kind of surprised them during their commercial break. We rolled in this message from our executive director, Ian Locke, and then presented the plaque to them on the show. And their response was amazing. Like I got a little emotional watching it. So here's the clip to see their reaction to their Producer of the Year award.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Well, every year we honor our volunteers at our volunteer banquet. It's always a good time, and unfortunately, one of our winners couldn't make it. And we want to call attention to the Klaus and Q show with Jason and Codell. And we're going to present you with Producer of the Year. Now, this is a prestigious award here at ONTV, and basically what it is, it's to honor the way you have developed your program and how it's grown over the years, and just how impressed we are with the production quality that you have for the Klaus and Q show. The great thing about your program is it has always been growing and advancing. It started out your wrestling roots here in the studio with MWO and all that good stuff was great. But to advance your program into an inspirational, aspirational type message is fantastic. It's something we don't have here at ONTV. And as your show has progressed, now we have call-ins. You're really experimenting. You're going live. You're the first of its kind here at ONTV to have a call-in show, I think, in almost 30 years. So we're really excited about what's coming next with Fatal 4-Way, which has Klaus and Q has developed into this new exciting program to go live and have call-ins and all that great stuff. So congratulations. Keep up what you're doing, because you are an inspiration not only to other volunteers, but the staff here at ONTV as well. So congratulations on your award for Producer of the Year.
Wow. Now back to our show.
Wow. Pretty awesome, man.
We only have one, so you have to do joint.
Congratulations, guys.
For Joe as well.
This is live TV,
is awesome.
so.
Wow.
That's pretty amazing, guys. Congratulations to you both.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's your birthday present.
Man, that means a lot. That means a lot. Wow.
A rare speechless
did
moment
not-
from Jason Klaus.
Did not see that coming. Did not see that coming. After we just got cursed.
I know.
Man.
I
Congratulations coming. Thank you guys.
It's very
Thank you,
rare you
guys.
see Jason without words. So I'm glad this is being taped right now.
Man.
we
Wow. Man, that definitely caught us off guard. But we do thank you guys. We thank this network. I mean, Joe has been nothing but great to us. This whole experience has been, an awesome experience. And we just want to impact people. We want to impact people. We want to help people, and we want people to be entertained and help people be better. And if we have a small part of that, and I'm grateful. I'm quite sure that we are grateful.
we are privileged to have an opportunity to do this, regardless of what the genre is, my personal involvement with ONTV goes back to like 2006. I've spent a lot of time in a number of different genres working with the amazing people here at ONTV, and the support that they have shown us throughout the years, throughout all of our crazy ideas and endeavors. They entertained that, and in turn it's given a lot of people a platform to live their dreams. And Q and I are, what started out as a motivational show to inspire people, to help people and things of that nature, has grown into this, where I get to sit here every other week with 3 of the greatest men I've ever known. I put a lot of time and effort into everything under the PFC umbrella and the ONTV umbrella, because we are an extension of them, and I take that very seriously. So to be recognized on that, this is not lost on me what this means, and I'm just so thankful and appreciative for that.
So that was a pretty cool moment.
It was.
To react that way to our little ONTV award, but they deserve it. They produced the show on a regular basis all throughout 2023, the Klaus and Q show, and they kind of motivate, inspire. They bring on guests who faced hardships and talked about how they got through hardships and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
I love that their motivation is to help others, and that really came through with the emotion, and that to be recognized for, not even recognized, but just to have, that noticed, that,
Sure.
That's what your motivation is. It's not for them to be recognized, but for them to be able to continue doing what they're doing. So
now our ONTV's relationship with Jason started, I think he said in that clip, around 2006. He used to run a wrestling organization called the MWO, Michigan Wrestling Organization. Okay. And they were brought to our attention, and they said, we'd like to do a live wrestling event in your studio. And we were like, okay. And we were concerned about, injuries and liability and all that stuff, but we worked through that, and for the longest time, we did live wrestling right here in this studio, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. We need to see some of that footage, Joe.
It's all on YouTube.
Okay,
Look up MWO Showdown Live, I think was what it was called for a while.
Okay.
It's all on YouTube, and it's hysterical. It's really awesome. We'd go all out with announcers and costume characters. And, he said in that video clip that his involvement here at ONTV has made dreams come true. And these were guys who were wrestling fanatics, and that MWO show gave them an opportunity to live out their dream on a smaller scale, but they would go to different venues, but they would come here and wrestle on live TV, and for them it was their only opportunity to really do that, and it was a lot of fun. Awesome. But then he transitioned from that into the motivational stuff, and did that for a while. Now they just started that live call-in show here in the studio called Fatal 4-Way, where the 4 hosts talk about the local independent wrestling circuit plus professional wrestling. That's their passion. They have fun with that.
Yeah,
So.
well, hopefully, because I know we had the clip earlier of Sammy and some of the other recipients, and this one that, if you have a passion, right, and there's something that you're interested in, ONTV is a fantastic place to come, and you can get trained, and you can learn, and you can, you can live out those passions. So
So we offer classes. You can come take our classes on Monday nights. We have studio classes, portable camera classes, editing classes. We have our podcast studio. If you go through our training, all of this equipment and facilities is yours to use at no additional cost. And I'm amazed that not more people don't take advantage of this.
I think a lot of people just don't realize that, or it seems too good to be true.
Yeah,
I know
it does.
how many people over the years, when they say, well, how much does that cost you to do your podcast? I'm like, nothing.
Exactly.
What? I mean, because it's a professional studio, and you're trained on how to use and it's really cool to be able to use the soundboard or the headphones and the big mics, and it's fun. Something that never would I have been able to do, and many others.
Yeah, so that's what we offer the community, an opportunity for you to come in here, use our facilities. And there's so many outlets today, from SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts to YouTube, TikTok, and all the social media. We can help you create content for all of those outlets. So visit our website, orionontv.org. You'll see our contact information on there. Give us a call and sign up today.
Yeah.
All
Do
right.
it.
Earlier in the program, I mentioned that we were out and about this past Saturday shooting video of the poppy sales that are ongoing. Here's a little piece I put together to encourage people to stop. If you see a veteran selling poppies, make a little donation, and they're out there helping the community. So let's take a look at that now. The VFW's Buddy Poppy program began in 1922 to help disabled veterans and those in need receive financial assistance. Here in Lake Orion, you'll find members of the North Oakland VFW Post 334 stationed throughout the community for several consecutive weekends in the spring, distributing the Buddy Poppies, not just to benefit veterans in need, but to help them serve the entire community.
It supports everything that the community does. Fish organization, one of our largest donations is to the National Home for Children.
Oh, great.
The National Home for Children needs all our support. Whether you're a member or not, you can join there and help all the veterans that are there at the National Home. At the present time, we have 139 children being supported by veterans. There's no government assistance there. It's all supported by veterans through the Poppy program. We give a lot of money there to help support all our children and adults that are there with problems.
Yeah. So people should really open up their wallet when they see you guys.
Oh, it certainly helps.
As Jim mentioned, we go with fish. We were here earlier on that. We sponsor 2 shells, so $2,400 there.
That's great.
And we have the Patriot Pin Voice of Democracy with all the schools in the area.
Right.
Where we try to pick out a patriotic theme every year and have the kids participate.
That's fantastic.
We spend close to $10,000 on all those schools, giving out awards and prizes and all that out there. Yep. So a lot of things in the community we try to help out.
So it's well worth donating.
Like I say, everything we do for all our donations that we receive every year, we give away to the community.
That's fantastic.
We don't bank anything. We do anything, and we solve a lot of problems too. If there happens to be a veteran that needs some help, we take care of that too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we're the organization we are.
For more information, you can find the North Oakland VFW Post 334 on Facebook. Just search for VFW 334. So yeah, from what I'm told, they'll be out again this weekend. So if you see them out and about, stop, give them a few bucks, take a poppy, and allow the VFW to do great things in the community. You may have seen mentioned in the video that they make a nice donation to the Fish Food Pantry every year. They do the Adopt a Shelf program at the pantry. So support the VFW. They're really great.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah.
Let's see. How are we doing on time? Let's go to the school district. Does a podcast right here. We were just talking about podcasts. They do a podcast called Champions of Hope. And on a recent episode, they did put a spotlight on Elementary Teacher of the Year, Norman Wright. Let's take a look.
Welcome to our 12th podcast titled Champions of Hope and Leadership. I am Ben Kirby, Superintendent of Lake Orion Community Schools, The inspiration for this podcast comes from the amazing people that have shaped me, inspired me, and given me hope as I have navigated my career as an educator. And more importantly, the people who I have witnessed be champions of hope and leadership for the tens of thousands of students and adults that I have crossed paths with throughout my life. Today on this episode, we have certainly a champion of hope. We have Mr. Norman Wright. He's a veteran teacher with us at Orion Oaks Elementary, where he is seen as a tremendous advocate for children and a leader amongst the staff. As a teacher, he is truly a champion of hope. Because of his impact, he was selected as the Elementary Teacher of the Year for Lake Orion Community Schools. And in addition to that, he was also selected as the Oakland County Elementary Teacher of the Year for 2024. Mr. Wright, thank you for being here. Tell us what it feels like to be recognized as the Elementary Teacher of the Year for Lake Orion Community Schools.
It's great. It was such a surprise, though. I was not expecting to be recognized, but it's truly an honor.
Yeah, and this is something that happens annually. Do you know how that all comes about, like how it's chosen that you are the person and the nominations and all of that?
I know, the principal sends out something that says, hey, who do you want to nominate? We send in names, and because I've nominated colleagues in the past as well. So, and then it goes through, parents submitting letters or students submitting letters, and so.
Yeah. So, Mr. Goria, your principal, he had, a lot of things to say. They had quite an event for you. Do you remember that day?
Of course. Yeah.
So there was some special people there. Do you remember who all was there that you wanted to recognize?
Yeah. My mom and dad showed up, and good family friends of mine that have helped me to grow up. I call them my brothers and sisters. They were there. I was super duper surprised to see my dad walk in the door. So that was quite an emotional moment for me.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah. So are they from around here?
Yeah, they live near me within about 15, 20 minutes. They've been an important part of, what I've gone through. I remember, telling my dad that I wanted to get into education after, a first career. And he's like, well, if it makes you happy, then, I'm all for it. So just to, stop and start completely over in a career, that's scary, but I found out it was the best thing for me.
Yeah, that's great. Now, was your father an educator?
No, not at all.
Okay.
We grew up in the South. That's where I was born in Mississippi, and he drove a tractor for most of his life, and he lived on a big open field, cotton field, cornfields, and things around. So just nice open area. We played, and did different things outdoors always.
Sure.
But yeah, that's what he did. Just drove a tractor.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Yeah. So I do remember your parents coming in. I remember some of the special guests. I've been through in my 4 years. I've been through a lot of those celebrations. That was by far the most emotional one that I've ever seen and been part of. And obviously your emotions, lead a lot of that. But the PTO also put some time into that. Do you remember what the PTO did?
Of course, they set a nice spread with bagels and different things
Right.
like that, coffee. So it was hard for me just to sit back to enjoy it, because after the moment was over, I'm like shaking, like, oh my goodness, I can't believe,
Right.
that they had chosen me. I've seen other teachers chosen before, and I'm glad to celebrate them. But when it comes to you, it's a totally different story.
Right. Yeah. No question about it. I've surfaced it with the cabinet, but we talked a little bit about, we really ought to think about at least the next period or the morning or something along those lines. We have these celebrations because families come in, they want to go to breakfast, so they all go celebrate, but our teacher sticks back and
Right.
does their magic in the classroom and stuff. So it just feels like maybe we should do a little something to give you permission to celebrate with your families a little bit more.
But it's great, though. I always have found, when I get back to the classroom, because it's what you do naturally as a teacher, you kind of settle things down. That helped me to get myself back to a sense of normalcy, because I knew that I had a job to complete. So just to go and celebrate the rest of the day, my emotions would have run super duper high. So the kids help to ground you and get you back to reality.
Right. Gotcha. Good.
So congratulations to Mr. Wright, who teaches right over here at Orion Oaks, next to the Orion Center. So
Yeah,
pretty
right
cool.
next door. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah,
So-
that's great. As we kind of wind things down a little bit, we're going to give you a look at some of the upcoming events that are taking place here in Lake Orion over the next week or so.
Don't miss the Motherhood Matters Health and Safety Seminar this Thursday. Come enjoy night at the Orion Center and discuss hot topics, including car seat safety, choking, safe sleep, breastfeeding, and postpartum care. For more information, visit orionparks.com. The Orion Library will be holding Makerspace office hours on Thursday evening from 6 to 8. This is a great opportunity for adults who are interested in learning about the Makerspace equipment. Assistance will be provided on a first-come, first-served basis. Junior architects are invited to join the library on Saturday from 11 o'clock to noon for building fun with Lego bricks. The challenge is to create a space-themed masterpiece. All Lego creations will be displayed in the lobby during the month of May. For more information, visit orionlibrary.org. Register today for the Young Life Donut Dash 5K. The race will take place on Saturday, May 18th at Friendship Park. Check-in begins at 7 and the race begins at 8. The day involves tons of family fun with lots of donuts. Register at lakeorion.younglife.org. The 2024 Dragon Dash 5K will be taking place on Sunday, May 19th. This 5K certified course begins and ends at the Orion Center. Check-in begins at 7:30 and the race begins at 9. All levels of runners and walkers are invited. Register today at runsignup.com. Now let's take a look at this week's weather. Wednesday's forecast is calling for mostly sunny skies with a high of 77 and low 49. Rain on Thursday with a high of 57 and low 44. Partly cloudy on Friday with a high of 68 and low 42. Evening showers on Saturday with a high of 62 and low 44. And partly cloudy skies on Sunday with a high of 67 and low 48. Well, that's it for this week's ONTV Quick Hit. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
All right, so lots going on. Something I'm looking forward to, which is coming up in a week or so, is the Motor City Comic-Con in Novi. That's an annual event that's been going on forever, and I love going to that event. My favorite part is meeting celebrities, and if I'm lucky, there might be a celebrity willing to do an interview.
Yeah.
And so over the past few years, I've done some fun interviews with celebrities, like last year, Tony Danza.
Yes,
that
I
was
remember
a real
seeing
fun interview.
that. Yeah, that interview, yeah.
And the interview I'm hoping to get this year, if I can get both of these guys, I don't know why I'm so excited about this. Cliff and Norm from Cheers.
Are they going to be there?
They're going to be there together.
Wow.
John Ratzenberger and, I'm trying to think of Norm's real name. I apologize. But I'm really hoping to get an interview with those guys. And
that
if not,
would be a good
I
interview,
just want to
yeah.
meet them and maybe get an autograph or something.
Yeah.
But they got a whole roster of celebrities coming, and in addition to comics and toy vendors and pop culture and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So you can go to MotorCityComicCon.com to see the celebrity roster, but that's something I really look forward to.
Yeah.
Along the same lines, this is a little farther down in summer. This is in August. But there's a series of events across the country called the Fan Expo, and they're held in all the major cities in the U.S. And I was planning on going to the one in Chicago because it's not a very long drive. And on Star Wars Day, on May the 4th, they announced that Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker himself, is going to be at this Chicago Fan Expo, and that clinched it. I'm like, I've always wanted to meet Mark Hamill. Now I get a chance to do that.
Yeah.
So, who would you like to meet? Like, if you were to go to one of these events, who would you like to meet and get a picture with? Maybe an autograph from?
Celebrity-wise?
Yeah.
That's really tough. I mean, honestly, I don't think about celebrities.
I do all the time.
I know you do.
You are a celebrity.
I really don't think about celebrities. I'm so sorry to all the celebrities out there, but you would just be a regular person to me. So. But I can appreciate those that are funny and have great personalities. So I do think meeting Cliff and Norm would be a lot of fun. So
and the cool thing, if I do get to interview John Ratzenberger, one of the neat things about his career is how, I don't know how this happened, but he became a voice in pretty much every Pixar movie. It started out with Toy Story, where he voiced Ham, the little piggy bank.
Yeah.
And then for some reason, he's had at least a cameo in every Pixar movie after that. So I would love to talk to him about that, how that came about.
How it came about, but how fun would that be? I mean, because you get to play such a different character. You're not even human,
Exactly. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be fun. Now, that happens to fall on the same weekend as the Art and Flower Fair, which is coming up.
So we know where Joe will not be for Art.
Well, you'll see me at the
Little
Art and
bits,
Flower
yeah.
Fair, but I'll be
Yeah.
bouncing back and forth. But I look forward to that. The Orion Art Center has taken over the Art and Flower Fair. That used to be a DDA event. They may eventually come back to it. But Flint and Broadway will be closed that weekend, May 18th and 19th. And there's going to be flower and art and activities and music and all kinds of exciting
Closed
stuff
just
going on that weekend.
to vehicle traffic.
traffic,
But
yeah.
walking, it's so much fun to be able to walk around downtown and it's a great event. So
It's
hopefully
the
we'll see you
place
down
to
there.
be.
Yeah.
You know, the ice cream place in the park is
Cookies
open.
and cream.
Cookies and
Yep,
cream
Cookies
is
and
open.
Cream is open.
And I saw Eva's on M24. You know, they were almost destroyed by a car that drove through their front entrance. They've been working frantically to get that up to speed. And I think it was on the way to work today. I saw the open sign.
Oh, they were open because this past weekend, it was like there were crowds of people.
Nice.
So there was, they're open and everything is good.
That means summer is on its way.
Summer is here.
Yeah,
It's here. We just don't have summer vacation yet from school. But
not yet. We're almost there. So, all right. Well, thanks for joining me again today, and hopefully we'll have you
Thanks
back
for
again
having me.
soon.
Would
And,
love it. Yeah.
That was fun, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you in 2 weeks on Orion Today.